Hi everyone. So today's video will mostly be a recap of last week. So it's a recap in a few different mistakes that I made last week as well. So usually I know a lot of you have experienced it. I've experienced it myself. So recently when I had created the budget plan for myself last week, I said I was going to pay for this, I was going to do this, and I didn't purposely add any extra expenses such as hair and other things as well. So I waited to see what would I use my extra expenses on. And y'all, I did not follow through with anything that I said through my weekly budget. Didn't follow through at all. Like I paid a few bills, but I didn't pay everything. So this is really just like a learning experience. So if you ever created a budget plan and you did not follow through, please watch this video because you'll see how it affected my next month's paycheck. It really affected me. So usually I do create budget plans for myself, but I just haven't done one to this extent. And what that means is I have not created a budget plan while having all of these extra expenses before. So this is my first time really doing this. This is also my first time having a place by myself. So I'm paying all the bills by myself as well. So I'm paying for rent, expenses such as bills and utilities and extra stuff like that. But I'm also contributing a large part of my paychecks to my savings. So that's why it's also very, very difficult to try to budget. So that's the problem that I'm having for these few paychecks. It's not the fact that I'm not getting paid enough. It's just the fact that I'm trying to contribute a large amount to my savings. I'm contributing $1,000 a month to my savings. So that's a lot, especially being I only get paid $2,300 a month. So I'm only really living on $1,300, and most of those expenses are going towards bills. So I'm really going to show you how not following through on my weekly budget messed me up for the entire month. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so in my previous video, if you have not watched it, please go watch it. It's short. It's only about 5 minutes. I kept it short and sweet. It was my first video. So I did make one mistake. My total income for my first biweekly paycheck was $1,391.25. Okay. On my weekly budget, I told you with every check, I do contribute towards certain bills. With my first check, I contribute towards I was supposed to. I was supposed to contribute towards my utilities, insurance, phone bill, and Wi-Fi. Okay. So again, my first biweekly paycheck was $1,391. I was supposed to contribute $50 to utilities, $130 to insurance, $50 towards phone bill, and $50 towards Wi-Fi. And then for my second half, I was supposed to contribute towards rent. Let me tell you where I messed up. So I actually only followed through with the few other things I said I would. So I only paid my utilities, and my utilities came out to an estimated value of $59.66. I also paid my phone bill as well, and that was only $50. But y'all, I did not pay my insurance or Wi-Fi. And my insurance itself is $130, and my Wi-Fi is $50. Okay? Mind you, I also put $500 in my savings. So I did do that. I did contribute my $500 to my savings. I did pay off my utilities, which is my lights and gas bill, which is $59.66. And then I also paid my phone bill. But again, I did not pay my insurance or Wi-Fi. And that's a large contribution. It is. It's about $180. So that's a large amount. Also, I went on a trip. Y'all, so let me tell you, I calculated my expenses. So I went on my trip. I believe after I was supposed to pay my utilities, insurance, phone bill, and Wi-Fi, I was only supposed to have around $100 and something left. Y'all, being that I did not pay my insurance or Wi-Fi, I had more than enough funds to do a lot of different things. So that's exactly what I did. So I went through my statement and I decided to split these expenses up into 4 different categories. These are the most categories that I contributed to when I was purchasing items. So one of the categories is hair. So being that I was going on my trip, y'all know how this is. I wanted to look good. So I paid towards hair. You know, I had to buy hair, had to have someone install it. Also, fast food. I am not a fast food eater. I don't eat fast food a lot. However, in this category, I've included even some shopping that I may have done at the grocery store, and I included some fast food options as well. So I included that as well. Shopping. This shopping category includes anything from Dollar Tree, shopping centers, anything, Family Dollar, anywhere I purchase any additional items. And then my last one is for unexpected expenses. I guess for like unaccounted for expenses, such as I had to pay someone to drive me to the airport. I had to cash app someone. I went out to have a few drinks at the hookah bar. So this last one is for unaccounted for expenses. So look, let me break this down. Let me tell y'all how much I spent. So for my hair itself, I spent $253.43. Did y'all hear that? And y'all, I did not even get braids. Like, okay, I could see if I did braids, or I could see if I had something installed. Y'all, I spent $253.43 on hair, and most of it was at the hair store. But I did purchase me a new wig on Amazon. My coworker recommended it to me, and I bought one, which I kind of did waste my money. And she told me, y'all, she told me to return it. I didn't return it. I didn't listen. So that's my fault. But most of this expenses is coming from that wig and going to the hair shop. All I did get from my stylist was she trimmed my ends and she braided up my hair. And I also had to go to the beauty salon store as well to get a few different things. Fast food. Oh, my hair. Yeah, like I said, $253.43. Next, we have fast food. Again, I don't really eat fast food a lot. But once those expenses add up and you physically write everything down, you're amazed by how much you spend. But I do love my crab legs. That's one thing you'll learn about me. I love my crab legs, and that's one thing why this fast food section is so high. So I did go to Dave's as well to get a few things, and I did get my crab legs. So I spent a total of $120.86 on fast food. Now for my shopping list, again, this list contributed of some small items. It wasn't that much. I went to Family Dollar, Dollar Tree to get a few things before my trip as well. I only spent $46.46. Okay, so for my unaccounted for expenses, again, these unaccounted for expenses contribute to Zelle payments, Cash App payments, to family and friends who drop me off and pick me up to the airport. Offering as well. I go to church. I contributed towards offering. I have Spotify. I forget about these small expenses, but they do count, and they do come out your account. So Spotify as well came out. Spotify do come in clutch, by the way. I have the student account. And with the student account, it includes Spotify Premium, y'all. Spotify Premium, Hulu, and Showtime. So if you still have your college IDs, if you still have your college emails, definitely use it and take advantage of Spotify. Take advantage of that Spotify Premium account for students. All right, so it also included Planet Fitness as well, and then I also have a small insurance on my apartment, okay? So all of these expenses, it was more expensive than just that. I just explained a few. All of it came together as $164.06. So with that being said, all together, I spent a total of $609.71 on unexpected expenses that I was not planning on paying for. With that being said, hopefully this is a lesson learned for me and for anyone that is watching this video. If you do have a plan already set out for your goals and for your savings, please go ahead and follow that plan. Because as you can see, I spent a total of $609.71 on unexpected things that I did not have to spend money on. And you will see, once we go throughout the video, how this will affect my second paycheck. So now I will have to use or pay extra funds with my second check because I didn't do it with this one. I did some overspending. So again, you'll see how this is a lesson learned for myself and a lesson learned for you too. Hopefully, if you're watching this, on how this how this affected. I already de-stuffed my envelopes for the things that I did pay for, and I'm going to get started with the second half of my paycheck. So this is for the second half of June, for my last paycheck of June, which is the recent past Friday. And we're just going to go ahead and get started with that. And again, I'm going to show you how this really affected my my paycheck and how I probably won't have much to spend now. Okay, so I got paid a total of $1,309.69 for this paycheck. For the expenses, as we all know, I have to pay my rent. Okay, so my rent is $687. So let's go ahead and get that out. Okay. All right, so I have the $687 in my envelope. Okay, all right, so for the next envelope, I already have utilities paid for this month. Auto insurance, oh my goodness. So auto insurance is $120. I'm sorry, $130. So we have that, $130. Sometimes when I do my calculations, I just like to round to the highest number. So that way, if I have any extra money, that's nice. I just like to round up. So for example, my rent came up to $687. I like to just round to $690. Just to make it easier on myself. So when I do explain these calculations, they are purposely wrong, just by a few dollars, okay? Everything else on here is paid for. Oh, Wi-Fi, wow, I actually forgot about that. Can't forget about that. Okay. All right, so those are the things that I have to pay for. Of course, I have to put groceries on here as well. But give me a moment. Let's see how much we have left after I do my calculations. So I also have to put $500 into my 10K plan, okay? All right, so to date, after I contributed today, I have a total of $3,069 inside of my 10K plan. Okay, and I think I actually already added it in here already. Let's just double count. 1, 2, 3, at 50, 60, 69. Yep. So I already added this in here actually. So I have $369 into my savings. Now, let me break this down to y'all so you can see that I really messed up, okay? So again, when it comes to my expenses, I tend to just round up to the highest number, round up just a few dollars. So you might hear some different numbers than what you heard before, all right? So I actually started off inside my account with $896 after I paid my $500, not paid, but after I gave my $500 to my savings. So it was $896, and then I also did some other things as well, but we're not gonna go into detail because I already messed up. All right, so $896, and then I paid my rent, okay, which is I rounded to $690. So now I have an outcome of $206.63 left. Y'all, mind y'all, I still have not paid my car insurance or my Wi-Fi bill, y'all. That's what I have left after paying my rent and after saving $500. $206. So now I have to pay $127 towards my car insurance. So after that, I have a total of $79.63 left. Okay. And then I also made a contribution to my credit card. I made a purchase on my credit card. I do have a credit card. It's a secure credit card. It's an easier way to build your credit. Definitely an easier way. You just deposit. You have to have a savings account. You deposit at least $300 or more, and you pretty much just build your credit based off that. The way that I built my credit and the way that I was taught, and from research that I did, is by only using 10% of that amount that you deposited, and then just pay on it on time in full every month. Yep. So overall, now, y'all, after all these pending transactions, because I just paid everything, after all these pending transactions, it would be $67.06. Do y'all hear that? Y'all, I still had not included my groceries. And I told myself, this is what I get. I still have not included my groceries or my gas. And y'all, I'm not dipping into my emergency savings or my savings. You know why? Because this is what I get. Again, this is a lesson learned for myself, okay? I have food inside the refrigerator and freezer, so I will be eating that food throughout the next 2 weeks, period. I'm not dipping into that savings or that emergency savings at all. I'm trying to stay on track. But yeah, that's it. This $67 will mainly be just used for gas because I'm not using any of my savings. But yeah, it really impacted me for sure. Now, because of not paying those extra expenses or those extra bills that I was supposed to pay in the previous check, it landed on me for this pay. And now I'll only have $67.06 extra for myself. Yep. So again, as I said before, hopefully this was a lesson learned to everyone out there that's watching this video. It is for me, as I stated before. It really is. If you have a budget plan or if you're trying to budget, my number one tip would be to follow through with that plan. Follow through, because if you don't, you'll be left with $67.06 to last you for 2 weeks. So, yeah, never again.